At number 1, we got Christian Kirk running this big boy post, manipulating the heck out of this safety. This is a max protection play action pass. My guy is better than your guy. We're going to throw the deep ball. Christian Kirk does a great job of slipping underneath the near defensive back, not letting this DB get his hands on him, and then attacking the safety, knowing who he's attacking in this route, knowing that if he beats this safety, it's one-on-one, and he's going to take it to the house. So he does a great job of attacking the safety and then leaning to the corner, really getting the safety to believe that he's running a corner route, right? Really selling it, and then sticking his foot in the ground, taking a great angle to the post, ball right on him.
Have a day, Christian Kirk.
At number 2, we got Rashid Shaheed running a teach tape. I'm going to call it a deke route. Every offense I've been in personally has called it something different. The point of this route is to run like you're running a over route across the field. Once you get to the middle of the field, you're sticking your foot in the ground, planting, and coming back to the corner. And the point of this route, too, is to get the safety to bite on the over route, and it could be a big hitter just like Rashid has here. Right, he does a great job of
using angles to make this safety open up to the middle of the field before sticking his foot in the ground and going back to the corner. This safety is in quarters coverage, cover 4. Once Shaheed declares vertical, this safety is essentially man on with Shaheed. So once Shaheed is selling over the field, he's making this safety believe that he's going to have to run all the way across the field with him. Shaheed sticks his foot in the ground, goes to the corner, ball is right on him. He uses his speed to score the touchdown. At number 3, we got Ja'Marr Chase running this fade ball. Ja'Marr does a great job here of using angles. You can see this corner is getting lazy in his technique early on in this route, right? Early on in the route, the corner is opening his hips to the sideline. And as receivers, we know corners should try to keep their hips square to us as long as possible. So this corner declares early, and Chase attacks his outside shoulder to keep his hips towards the sideline. Once he closes the ground on the corner, he gives him a rocker step to the middle of the field, selling like he's going to run a post or a dig or something of that matter. And this corner has to respect that and try to shift his hips back up to the middle of the field to cover that. Once he does that, the corner is dead meat. Chase can run right by him, and as he does, he's wide open because Chase is running full speed while this corner is still trying to flip his hips back to the sideline at this point. Overall, great use of reactionary route running by Ja'Marr Chase, running his route based off of how the corner was playing. He felt that the corner was opening his hips early, gave him a rocker step to the middle of the field. Great touchdown.
At number 4, we got Tutu Atwell running a post from the slot here versus a cover 3 look. This safety right in front of him is bailing to the middle of the field on the snap of the ball. Tutu does a great job not wasting any time with any of the linebackers or nickel on the second level. He knows who he's working his post off of. He knows that he's working it off the safety. You can see him lean to the corner to try to get this safety to open up. Unfortunately, the leverage of this safety from where he's coming from, he's got his hips open already to where Tutu is going to end up breaking. So he's not as likely to bite on some kind of deep corner route because he knows he's got his corner in the deep third on that side. So Tutu does a good job of leaning to the corner, right, does all he can, makes a explosive break, takes a good angle, and Matthew Stafford puts the ball right on him, right where it needs to be. Overall, really good route, really good play by the 2. At number 5, we got Davante Adams running a teach tape out route versus an outside leverage corner. This corner is in quarters coverage, meaning cover 4. He has the deep fourth, and once Davante declares vertical, right, his route is going down the field. This corner is essentially man on with Davante. Davante does a great job attacking his leverage. He's running right at the corner's inside shoulder. Once he closes the ground and gets close to the corner, he sticks his foot in the ground and sells upfield like he was just stemming at him to go deep. Then at the last second, he makes that break and cuts to the out, and this corner is thrown for a loop. If this ball was caught, this would be higher up in my list, but just for the route itself, this gets to number 5. Great job by the vet. At number 6, we got the rookie from the Bucs who's having a really impressive year up until this point. Runs a really good glance route in the red zone. Impressive in the red zone because the corner already knows there's only so many routes that a receiver can run in the red zone. You don't have that threat of the deep ball in the red zone because you can only go to the back of the end zone. So he does a great job not wasting any time on the release, getting his leverage now, and you can see him leaning back into the corner. He gives a 1-2 at the top of the route, and at the very least, this just keeps the corner honest. This keeps the corner from jumping the route because he has no idea where he's going to break. So he makes that break and has the separation, and Baker gives him a great ball, great touchdown. Real good connection by the two of them. At number 7, we got Josh Downs running a 5-yard option route. These option routes are based off of leverage. If you have the leverage, you break in, out, or if this zone is vacated, you just sit at your depth. And here we got a 3-fire zone look. The strong safety is playing soft. He's backed up. And Josh does a great job tempoing off the ball, reading the defense, sees that the zone is vacated, and he just sits down. Now, once he makes the catch, this is where he's a ball player. He feels that safety on his left shoulder coming downhill. He catches the ball and turns to his right, and then he just makes a baller kind of play, right? He spins out of a tackle on a crucial third down in this game. A really impressive spin move and effort to get that first down. That's something that'll get him more touches the next week. At number 8, we got Ashton Dulin running a dig route. Very clean and efficient route from him, and it starts with the release. He has a quick release, gets his leverage now, gets inside the corner and has him on his left shoulder. At this point in his stem, he's just selling vertical. He can run any route from the position that he's in, and the corner has no idea what he's going to do. Ashton does a great job of not giving any indications of a break. He's leaning back into the corner and sticks his foot in the ground and makes the speed cut for the dig. You can see that he's trying to get back downhill and quarterback friendly on his break. Ends up making a tough catch and just a clean and efficient route by him. At number 9, we got Amon-Ra St. Brown running a wide and release slant. St. Brown does a great job of getting into the jet stream of Jameson Williams. And Jameson Williams is the unsung hero of this route. Imperative of him to get an outside release on this corner, right? This allows St. Brown to release into his jet stream, meaning he is staying behind Jameson Williams on the release, right? And this affects the two defensive backs, right? You see how they run into each other because they both are trying to stay over top of their receiver, and St. Brown does a great job of using Jameson Williams as a little pick, essentially. Great job on the catch and the finish, trying to split two defenders and get upfield as many yards as he can.
Welcome back to another week of Route Lab. At number 10, we got A.J. Brown running a stop route. A.J. does a great job off the snap of the ball, taking a little hesitation move, more of just to diagnose what the corner is going to do, right? He feels the corner motor back, so he immediately gets into his route and wastes no time. He does a really good job in the stem portion of his route, staying tight to the DB, not getting too wide, knowing he's going to have to throw him by at the top of the route. And he also does a great job of just selling vertical, right? There's no indication that he's going to break down at any point, and this corner is scared that he's going to beat him over the top. That's why the corner is kind of playing on his front hip. Then really clean out of the top of the break, right? Really swats violently at that corner's shoulder to throw him by. And then what I really love is he comes back downhill, right? The ball isn't on him as soon as he turns his head. So what does he do? He doesn't just sit there. He runs back downhill to go attack that ball and then get upfield. Great job by AJ.